right.
I'm a big pink bubble gum, and she's a large trash bag. I'm about to be so mad, girl. Girl.
Check. Okay, so didn't realize that the mics needed to be charged. So hopefully this audio is good, but
it's gonna be perfect. Sorry about that.
You couldn't have coughed that way.
No. She drank from my coffee earlier, so honestly, if I cough in your face, it is what it is. It is what it is. Ease what it is. But we're so excited. Today we're gonna talk to you about self-care things.
Yes, self-care.
Taking care of yourself. All that good stuff. Okay.
Anyways, welcome to episode 3, Relatable Woman Podcast. Why say that? First of all, we just want to apologize for our absence. After multiple of you have held us accountable and reached out to us about why we have not uploaded another episode. So sorry. It has been the craziest past few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We started this podcast when we both were entering a very busy season of our lives, and we're both kind of nearing, I would say, the end of just the craziness and the chaos that has established itself over the past 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So thankfully our schedules will be evening out, leveling out a little bit after the next couple weeks. So
we're excited to have more of a schedule.
Yes.
As far as recording and output, we're super excited. Yeah.
And we have some guests lined up too. So super excited about that. I guess we can go ahead and get started.
We can get started. And with that, we've still taken time to take care of ourselves. Mm-hmm. And it's something that we have gotten, that we specifically are good at, is making sure that even through whatever it is that we're going through, whatever season of life, whatever chaos, whatever unexpected, we always take time to fill our cup and to take care of ourselves, whether that's physically, mentally, spiritually, and so that's something that we wanted to talk to you about today, because we think it's a topic that everyone can relate to, and some people need help with and some people don't need help with. But so I'm going to have Dracia start us off by defining what self-care. Define self-care. Like, what does that look like to you?
Yeah. And I think that's a great question, because oftentimes when people will ask you, like, for instance, I go to counseling every 2 weeks, and my therapist will ask me, what are you doing for self-care? And it always takes me a minute to think of things, because in my mind, I'm thinking, well, what exactly is self-care? And it can look like a bunch of different things to different people. Mm-hmm. So really, it's just any kind of activity, anything that you are doing to reset your nervous system. Mm-hmm. So if you don't really know much about how the body works, your nervous system is pretty much the thing that activates like stress, happiness. It's like that central system, I guess you could say, mm-hmm. that really just signals your body to do certain things, feel a certain way. So anything that you're doing to help yourself fill your own cup, to reset yourself, to better prepare for situations that you're going through, tasks that you need to handle. I feel like, mm-hmm. Do you have anything to add to that?
Because even when you're busy, I feel like so many people go into fight or flight. Mm-hmm. And making sure that you can show up for whatever life is throwing at you, no matter what. And that starts with taking care of yourself, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And we don't just do it for ourselves. We do it because we have kids too. And it's important that I'm my best me, so that I can give my best self to the people around me who matter the most, whether it's friends, family, my kids, whatever relationship that I treasure and value. I want to make sure that I am my best self. Even at work, it's so that every area of my life looks and feels good, mm-hmm. as good as it can, mm-hmm. because when you don't take care of yourself, everything around you starts to crumble.
Yes.
Everything.
And a big thing that you a big way you can tell that you need self-care is if you're starting to feel that feeling of burnout. Oftentimes you will start feeling overwhelmed over the littlest things. You'll start feeling exhausted, just extremely tired. You'll wake up feeling tired even though you have gotten a full night's rest. Just feeling like that anxiety, that buildup in your chest, like just feeling like you haven't had time to slow down, that you're constantly going, and always have something that you need to get done. That's when you know, okay, I need to take some time for some self-care. So I think as personally as I've gotten older, that's something I have made a priority in my life, just with being a mom and being more busy than I have ever been.
Yep.
It's an absolute must. So
it's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable. So how do you I can't even talk. Edit that out. How do you I feel like I have coffee breath. How do you prioritize self-care, especially when you're busy or stressed, in the moments that it's most important?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Or are you asking me?
Oh, yes, that's for you. Just say, oh, heck yeah, that's a great topic. And go. How do you prioritize it, even when you're busy and stressed? Because that's life. Like, you still have to if you put it on the back burner, again, everything's just going to crumble. So, yeah.
So the biggest way that I have learned to prioritize self-care is saying no to things and having boundaries. I'm the kind of person where my weekend, I should say, will start to show up and I won't have anything going on, and I'll tell myself, oh great, like I can just relax at home this weekend, get some light cleaning done, just literally take the weekend to do nothing, and something always pops up. A friend will ask if I want to go to some kind of event, or somebody else will ask if I want to do something else, or the kids will need something, and I have just had to learn to start saying no to things, and really just setting boundaries. Like, okay, if I finally have a weekend that's free, or even a day, a few hours of free time, I can't allow myself to do anything, because I know that if I constantly am overloading myself with giving my time to other people, like you said earlier, pouring my energy into other people and other things, then at what point am I taking time to rest?
At what cost?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you prioritize self-care?
I love self-care. I think I love it. And it's not, some people think of self-care as in the form of like, oh, you just get facials and pedicures and da-da-da. Yes, that can be a form of self-care. Absolutely. I actually love taking care of myself because I do believe, maybe this is like having a little bit of OCD, but I do believe that when I look my best, it does help me feel my best. So I do prioritize like monthly pedicures for myself, and I do love to take care of my body, and I do love to take time for myself and stuff like that. But prioritizing it to me, actually, my favorite things are therapy, eating well, and rest. Those are like people don't realize that is the highest form of self-care, is taking care of you, like your body, mentally, like. And so for me, and I know like for Dracia too, like working out is a non-negotiable. I don't really care if I don't feel like it. I mean, some workouts might look a little more like I didn't give
productive.
Productive. Yeah. Some of them look more productive, some of them don't. But the point is that I always show up, because at the end of the day, I know it's good for all sorts of reasons. Not only physically, like keeping in shape, but mentally it helps me so much. You're releasing endorphins. It's so many benefits to working out. So that's I just came from there. Like that's what I did this morning. I didn't want to. Sometimes I truly don't feel like showing up, but I know that when I show up for myself, I'm always proud of me. I don't care about those around me. I don't care what they think. It's what I think, and keeping my word to myself. Like that's a big deal to me. But
I've
also
never regretted going to the gym.
No. Say that again?
I've never regretted going to the gym.
No.
And I feel like people who look at other people who are healthy or into fitness, they always think, wow, like I wish I had the motivation to go to the gym every single day, or even just twice a week. I hardly ever have motivation to go. No. And it's not even a matter of motivation, it's a matter of discipline.
Yeah.
I show up for myself because I know the benefits, and even the days where I'm sitting here and I'm like, I really don't want to go to the gym, I probably should just stay home and eat a bag of chips.
Especially when Aunt Flo is on the way.
Right, that
I'd
part.
much rather. Yeah.
And or even if I have like 1,000 things to do, I'm like, nope, gotta show up.
Yeah.
And I never regret it because I feel amazing after. You feel strong, you feel mental clarity.
Mm-hmm.
You're, like you said, it releases endorphins. Mm-hmm. It helps give you like natural energy. That's great, especially for later in the day when I'm super tired. Yep. And I just need that last little bit of energy to finish out my day. So
you sleep better when you're working out. So like there's so much benefits to working out. So that's like a non-negotiable, and has for 4 years. 4 years I've been consistent in the gym. And it's not so that I can have a six pack. It's not so that I can have I'm not like, look at my hammies, check out my glute. Like, it is, yes, the physical attributes are so awesome. I love watching my body change and form and seeing muscles I've never seen before. But it's that mental clarity and all that good stuff and showing up for yourself. And it's the community that you're in too. So at our gym specifically, like I knew when I started working out 4 years ago that I wanted to do classes. I knew that being around people, because I'm a people person, I knew that was a big deal for me. But it's being around the right people. It's being around people who will lift you up, who will hold you accountable. And then for me, I think one of the best thing that feels good to me is eating well. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not perfect, but eating well for me means the world. It makes me feel good. I'm proud of myself because in the world that we live in, especially in America, man, it's so easy to make unhealthy choices. Mm-hmm. It's so easy to stop here real quick for fast food or grab a unhealthy, like, it feels good to make good choices for myself and you feel incredible. And for me, like, that helps in all areas.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that you made a great point in saying that self-care isn't just about like the luxury activities that you can do, but also like the internal work as well. Mm-hmm. Therapy, being able to just speak out how you're feeling, speak out your thoughts, and having somebody kind of relay that back to you to help better understand and organize just overall how you're thinking, how you're feeling. One thing I really like to do, and I've made a non-negotiable, is reading my Bible every night. As a Christian and somebody who is very big in faith, I think that it's so important to stay in God's Word and be plugged in regularly because, like they call it, it's the book of life. So, especially in a season where you feel lost and you don't know what kind of direction to take.
What's next?
Exactly. You feel uncertain of your future. That is one thing that I was like, okay, I call myself a Christian, or I say I believe in Jesus and God, but I haven't even taken a minute to read his word. So that's a goal that I set for myself this year. Another thing that I really like to do, like you said, is working out. And I really like cooking too. I feel like cooking...
I hate it. When I like eating well. But I hate cooking. But I will. But I hate it. But I hate it.
No, I just like cooking is great. And just, I mean, I know we said kind of like the relaxation part of it, but even just being in a community of well-energied people. Yeah. So hanging out with close friends to just laugh and talk about life, that is something I consider self-care for myself.
It's like therapy.
Yeah.
If you're around the right people and you take time for I'm not talking about the wrong people. I need y'all to hear that so loud and clear. I'm not talking about go to the club and she's listening. I'm not saying go to the club and with all these people and like there you go. That's not what I'm talking about. And if that's your jam, I mean, I love a good club session. I do. But like, I'm talking about being the right people. If you're around the right people and when you leave those people, you actually feel more drained and more tired and more like, that's not what I'm talking about. But if you are around certain people, you leave feeling filled up, like your cup was a little more full, you walked in a little more empty, you feel a little better, you feel lighter, you feel like, okay, I feel good leaving those people. Those are your people. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of community that we're talking about staying around. And so like, actually C was saying the other day, he's like, my boyfriend was saying, you've never introduced me to someone in your circle that isn't like great, like that isn't good people. And I'm like, that is such a big compliment to me, because I'm so picky about who I surround myself with.
Yeah.
If I bring you around people that I love and care about, they're good people, and I'm not gonna, like, I'm so picky about that. I actually have no problem saying no. I'm actually good, like again, saying no to things. I'm really good at saying that's not for me.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I will literally say those words. That doesn't work for me. I'm not trying to be around those people. I'd actually rather do something else. Thank you though. Like, it's because my mental is so important. I don't want to drain. I don't want to feel drained in anything that I'm doing with anyone. So taking care of yourself, looks like saying no to certain things. I'm not a people pleaser. I know, like, my daughter is a people pleaser, and I'm trying to help her understand that, like, it's not important. I'm not a people pleaser. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. Exactly. And so I think that's huge. But, like,
yeah, that's really great. And I feel like every conversation or any topic that we talk about, it always circles back to community.
It sure do.
Community is so important,
because we're meant to be in community.
Exactly.
God literally created us to be, like, have a partner in life. Like, the reason why you want a relationship is because that is normal. It's okay to want, if you're single and you're like, man, I crave a relationship, that's not, there's nothing wrong with that. It's because we are supposed to be connected to good people, whether it's your friends, a great relationship, like, that's normal. That's normal.
Yeah. God created Eve because Adam was lonely.
Yeah.
Literally, since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Sorry, my back is like, I'm sweating. my back is wet.
Oh my God.
You did say I was in a trash bag, so.
She actually is. Under there is actually a trash bag, and she's just sweating it out. She's trying to drop a few pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a couple.
Okay, anyway. So what kinds of routines or rituals do you do regularly for self-care?
I think routine, like, I'm a huge routine gal. Even when it comes to my kids, I think that routine, structure, and stability in anyone's life is really, really important. But especially having ADHD, routine means the world to me. And when that's, like, interrupted, I'm so much less productive. I'm a lot more anxious. So routines and taking care of myself, honestly, I'm someone who could eat the same thing every day type of person. Like, it really means a lot to me, and it helps me to make better choices by doing so anyway. So for me, it's like therapy. If you think you wouldn't benefit from therapy, we already talked about it, but I promise you will. And it's not just about how do you feel today? That's not what it is. Like, what I've noticed with because it's finding the right therapist. And for me, like, I did. And one of the best things about my therapy sessions is that my therapist gives me the tools to handle whatever is thrown my way. Because I didn't realize that I had, like, relationship anxiety and abandonment wounds that I never knew existed. Like, it's helping to understand where this is coming from, where your trauma is deep rooted, and how you can handle whatever life is throwing at you. Like, no wonder you're thinking this way, Kim. Now, use the tools in your tool basket and come back to the present, or, help to calm your nervous system. That's where most people go into fight or flight, because they don't have the tools. So they just avoid life, or they avoid their responsibilities, or they can't face them head on and with a positive attitude,
Yeah.
So
addiction. Or addiction. Distraction.
Yes, anything that can distract. I mean, why do you think some people come home and they're like, I'm going to have that glass of wine? It's avoidance. At the end of the day, I'm not saying you have a problem, but, like, it is a problem. Like, that kind of stuff, those kinds of behaviors, and that's the kinds of things that I try to avoid, is falling into these traps of, like, filling my cup with things that are not healthy. Because it's so easy to do, especially when you don't know how to handle whatever life is throwing your way. So for me, therapy, it's also, yes, physically taking care of myself at the gym, getting a pedicure every once in a while, because it means a lot to me. I like doing those things for myself. Getting a massage is like a 2-in-1. Not only does it feel amazing, but it's actually great for my body that I keep moving at all times. Like, my body is constantly in motion, whether I'm at work. I'm a server, so I'm constantly moving. And I'm at the gym, and I'm taking care of kids. And, it's so, for me, it's like taking care of the body that God gave me. I mean, I have this for the rest of my life. Like, take care of it. That's why I eat well. So that goes into my routine too, is like, Anybody who's followed me for a while knows I love to make my own like chicken Caesar salads. They're so good. It's easy, it's quick, it's simple, it's healthy. It has veggies, it has all the things. And drinking a smoothie every day, like just I like repeating things that I know work every single day. But also a big one for me is rest. So I used to do network marketing with Dracia actually, but I was in the network marketing space for over 10 years. And there was I know you can remember or relate, they used to talk about how like if they used to say, unless you're getting married or buried. And I remember that was like the work ethic was like, you don't turn it off unless you're getting married or buried. Like you work, you do the grind, the hustle. And it took me so long to realize that like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Like rest is okay. Rest is normal. It actually makes you more productive. Like it took me so
It's in the
long.
Bible.
Yeah.
It was just God created the earth in 6 days and he rested on the seventh day.
Yeah.
Like a Sabbath.
A Sabbath. Yeah.
What they
Yeah.
call it. And
Yeah.
it's required actually, biblically. So
it's actually offensive to him if you are not resting. Like it's why no matter what I do, I will never work Sundays. That's just the day that I choose, but I will never work Sundays because I don't believe in the constant grind. It used to be the culture around that used to be so toxic.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't believe in that. So I work hard. When I'm at work, I work hard. I do my job well. But that's because I take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I go in with a mental clarity that's like, yeah, I've been doing me. And so rest is a big one. And for me, that literally means like I know Mondays are my day off. My kids are back to school. I take a nap every Monday. I do not care. I schedule it in. If you're not scheduling time for rest, that's crazy. You should just like you schedule time to go out with your friends. You should schedule time. Yeah.
Scrolling social media.
Mm-hmm. Making time for Netflix, a whole series, and you're catching up. Like, make time to rest. And I do mean, like, literally, like, take a nap, dude. Take a nap. You'll feel better. It literally feels better. And so I nap, like, every Monday. It's my favorite thing. And then, like, Fridays are my first day where I come home from work, and my kids are not coming home with me. The hardest part of co-parenting is that sometimes I don't have my kids. But also the best part of co-parenting is that sometimes I don't have my kids. And it can be a relief. Like, knowing that they're being taken care of at their dad's is awesome. So I get to come home Friday nights and I don't use that time. I use that time really, really wisely. If I'm not going to have my kids, I'm going to make sure I'm using that time wisely because I miss them and I would love to have them. But if I'm not going to, let me make sure I'm using that time. So I don't go out and get some drinks and do dinner and eat shitty food and come home late. That's not what I do. I come home. I actually always make chicken, broccoli, and rice every Friday, just because it feels good. I feel good ending my week on that note, and then I go to bed early. I literally take my vitamin C, echinacea, melatonin, and I hit the hay.
Specific.
It is because not only is
it
it
a mouthful.
vitamin C, echinacea, and elderberry. Echinacea and elderberry.
Like a name.
That's my daughter's name. It's my daughter echinacea. That's actually a really cute name.
Only you.
I would. I really would though. But I do because not only is it melatonin, it's going to give you the best sleep in the world. Mm-hmm. It's helping take care of my immune system, which I'm insane about. I'm insane about that. I take all my vitamins every day. That's another part of my routine. I take a lot of vitamins. I'm not even going to name them. And so I'm taking those for like my immune system. I'm taking care of myself. I sleep well because I've noticed that, fun fact, if I do not sleep well, I get sick. I'm not even kidding.
Weird.
I'm not even kidding. Kenzie, my other best friend, I asked her how many times I've been like, bro, the only common denominator is that I was not sleeping as well. Mm-hmm. And that's when I get sick. That is literally when
because rest is important. Sleep is important for healing.
Yes.
And that is one thing I have always advocated for, especially with my kids. You know, there's always those people who are going to criticize you for having an early bedtime for your kids, but kids are like young kids are supposed to get between like 10 to 12 hours of sleep. I know that sounds crazy.
It's
but
not
it's
crazy.
True. Yeah.
It's not.
And it's because like their bodies need time to repair. When you're sick, you need sleep. Like that's why when you get some kind of virus or illness, you feel so tired because your body's telling you, hey, I need to sleep, I need rest because we're trying to fight this off and we need time to repair it. And you know, even like people in the hospital, because I work at the hospital, they'll be like, oh yeah, I got a bunch of sleep last night and I feel great. I'm like, yeah, because you need it. You're recovering. So
your body will tell you what it needs. If you're listening, your body will tell you what it needs. If it says go lay down, go lay your ass down. Go. And it doesn't have to be a lazy thing. Get the mentality out of your head that says, oh, I'm lazy if I do that. No, you're not. Your body needs it. And I've had that strict with my kids. My kids have gotten an early bedtime since they were brand new. Their brains are developing. Literally. But it's so important for me. I've noticed that when I'm off my sleeping game, when I do not sleep well, when I do not take the time, I always get
more
sick.
Irritable.
Yep, I'm way more irritable. Oh
my
gosh.
skin breaks out more when I don't get a good night's
itchy.
rest.
I'm itchy.
I love how you said your body will literally tell you what it needs. Just listen to it, and my instant thought was bubble gut.
Bubble gut. Bubble gut.
You gotta take a sharp.
Literally, your body will tell you. I always refer to it as like your Bluetooth. Your body is like.
I told that to my physical therapist last week, and she just started dying.
Because it's hilarious. Your body's like hooked to your house like Bluetooth. It's like, oh, we're close. And what do you go do? You go to the bathroom.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Your body needed that.
Yep.
It needed that. You didn't have a choice. And so your body will tell you, like, if it's deficient in something, listen to your body. Why are you more tired? Why is your skin breaking out? Like, your body will tell you what it needs. And so rest is a big, anybody who knows me knows I do not play about my sleep.
Don't mess around.
I don't play about my sleep. I do not play about my sleep.
She'd be like, yeah, I got 20 hours of sleep last night.
20.
What?
20. On Friday nights.
That's a whole day.
That's a whole day. I love that.
That's hibernation.
That is hibernation. That is hibernation. When I'm about to start my period, I know that I'm going to be even more tired. And so I am so exhausted. So I'll make sure, like, I'm going to bed earlier. I'm taking naps, or else you're not going to like me. You're not going to like me.
I'm not going to like me.
Yeah, I'm not going to like me. My work's not going to like me. Like, let me make sure I'm getting my rest. So on Friday nights specifically, like, I go to bed at, like, no later than midnight. And I sleep until 11, till I have to go to the gym the next day. Because it's just important. So take time to rest. Like, it will do your body some good. But for me, that's the main things, is like eating well, working out, resting. It's why when you throw, plans at me, I'm like, dang, okay, let's mix. I love it, but I do love staying in routine because it's good for my mental health. It's really good for my mental health. And drinking water is self-care. Like, the things you probably are, some of the things you're doing, you don't realize, like, good job, you're taking care of yourself. But if you're wondering, how can I take care of myself better? What do you need? What do you need? What do you need right now? Do you need more rest? Do you need more time with God? Do you wish that you could sit down and have just a moment to yourself? And
going on a walk.
A 5-minute
walk.
I love walks.
Maybe not right now because the weather sucks here.
Happy first day of spring.
You live somewhere where the weather is great. Good for you.
Lucky. Love that for you. But it is actually, walking is it's like one of the biggest stress relievers. It's scientifically proven that just taking a 20-30 minute stroll can help with so many things. I love summertime. It's like my favorite thing to do. I love just going on walks. It helps clear your head. It gets your body moving. There's lots of benefits to taking a walk.
Yeah, and I think it's really important too to emphasize, when we talk about rest, we mean rest with no distractions. Yes, self-care can be sitting on your couch watching a favorite episode on Netflix, Hulu.
Yeah.
But you also need that time of resting where you're not being constantly, what's the word?
Stimulated.
Yes. Where you're not being constantly stimulated, because you need time for your mind to be able to just settle, your body to be able to settle. Because when you're having all these distractions and all this stimulation, like, you're allowing your nervous system and your body to start to get to that fight or flight mode, closer to that. And I was just reading, I think it was in Joshua, the book of Joshua, and it literally talks about just like resting, taking a moment, even just 1 minute, just complete silence in God's presence, and it allows you to just think about the gratitude that you had for the day. Like, so I'll get reminders on my watch, oh hey, take 30 seconds to just rest or take a moment of silence. And it really just causes you to stop and
come back
process.
to body,
and process.
Mm-hmm.
Another really big thing and advice that I can give to anybody is that when you're thinking about things that you can cut out, or a way that you can take care of yourself, or a way you can set boundaries, I'm a very big analyzer person. So before you go to make plans, like really just stop and take 20-30 minutes to think about it, because I know that there's even been times where I've texted Kim and been like, hey, do you want to do this? But then 20 minutes later I'm like, ooh, I actually like don't have the time for that, nor do I really want to anymore.
Yeah.
I probably should do something else. So really just take time to slow down, rest, and analyze, what is it that is draining your energy, taking your attention away from things that should be more of a priority or more important, like scrolling on social media. That is the biggest one, I think, of this generation.
Yeah.
We get so caught up in the distraction, and it's a great way to avoid.
We get caught up in the distraction and the comparison. And then you're, like, I've noticed when you're overthinking, when you're overanalyzing, when you're overly anxious, like, it's learning to hold those thoughts captive. And all of what we're talking about did not come naturally. This is stuff we've been working on for years. But this episode will hopefully help and give you some advice on where to start. What do you need more of in this moment? Take it. Like, journal.
Yes.
Pull up Pinterest and literally type in journal prompts for anxiety. And I promise you, because it's a scientific fact, that when you put pen to paper and get, not just on your phone, not typing out on your phone, but pen to paper journaling helps so much with your brain, just your brain. And so journal for a little bit, pray for a little bit, eat something good. And sometimes you do need to just take a moment to sit on the couch and watch one of your favorite episodes and just kind of check out for a moment. There's all sorts of ways to take care of yourself, and hopefully these are just some really fun, great reminders. Or some of you, maybe it'll help you start doing those things. But a lot of people they go to work, they stress, they get on their phone, they watch TV, they don't get enough rest, they're not eating well. And so where can you start? You don't have to apply all these things, but where can you start to take better care of yourself?
Yeah, baby steps.
One
thing at a time.
Yeah. It's like going to the gym and telling you, it's like imagine you've never been to the gym ever a day in your life. And you're like, you know what though? I'm going to start going 6 days a week and I want to lose 50 pounds. You listen. You already failed. Before you even started. You're going to let yourself down. Not because you suck, but because you're overdoing it. You're doing way too much. Baby steps. First, put the shoes in front of the door. Okay. Then walk out the door. Then go for one day, one session, maybe 30 minutes, walk on a treadmill, and just grow from there gradually. Like, with everything, food choices, it's gradual. Like, make chicken instead of getting the fast food. It's little tiny changes that can, what do they call that? Little implemented changes in your life that can lead to a much broader scale of things. Then it becomes a way of life. Then it becomes normalcy. You learn what works for you and what doesn't. It's literally weeding out, like, what do I need? Now, I don't do some of the same things Dracia does, and she don't do some of the same things I do. Like, what works for me? So hopefully these help you in making those. I thought there was one. So at the end of this, we'll end it with this. Why is self-care then so important to you? Yeah, these are things you can do. We know that it's like a cool thing. You should be doing it. But at the end of the day, if you don't believe, you're just doing it because it's a fad, it's a trend. It's, people are talking about, oh yeah, rest girl, like that, it's different. But if you hone in on why you need these things and why it's important to you, you're more likely to do them and be consistent and make it an actual habit. So why is self-care so important to you?
It helps me to show up better personally for my kids. That's my biggest reason. Because obviously right now my husband lives in Florida, so I'm pretty much acting as a single parent while we're here in Michigan. And when you have 3 little ones that are in constant need of your attention, are in constant need of being taken care of, and including yourself, needing to take care of yourself, I find myself getting overwhelmed, more irritable. So just taking like a Saturday or half of a Sunday to literally just rest or do things that I love to do, like go to the gym or read my Bible, it helps me show up better for them because I'm reminded of, okay, I need to be more patient. And also it helped, like taking that time helps me to reflect on the things that I regretted or wish I would have done better from the past week. Like there may have been a day where I was a little bit more frustrated with my kids throughout the day, and maybe I ended up yelling at one of them or something. We've all been there. All parents have been there where we have that moment of shame where we're like, oh, I feel really bad for screaming at my kid.
This morning.
Yeah, literally. No, actually.
Yeah.
So that time really just helps me to reflect on, okay, going into this next week, what am I going to try to work on better? What areas am I going to try to be more patient? You know, where can I take time to spend with my kids?
Mm-hmm.
Also taking more intentional time with them, showing up for them, because that's my biggest motivator, is just being a role model for them. And biggest things with kids is you can tell them all day how to act, but at the end of the day, they're looking at you and your actions and how to perform, and they're going to copy you. They're little copycats. So that's my biggest thing. Because I'm like, if I'm not showing them how to be a godly woman, if I'm not showing them how to love and how to be patient, how to take deep breaths when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed or whatnot, then they're not going to listen to me. They're going to be more irritable when I'm getting frustrated. They're going to be yelling at each other when I'm yelling at them for little things. They're not going to be forgiving to each other and other people when I'm not giving them the grace they need for making mistakes or little accidents. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
You're like, they watch everything that you do. When I'm on my phone too much,
yes,
my daughter points it out. So like, if you think they're not watching you, they're watching every single thing that you do. They're seeing what's important to you and what matters to you, and it means a lot to them moving forward. Like, I want my kids to model good behavior, and we're not perfect. We're not perfect. That's right. Thank God for grace, but we're doing better than we were taught. We're always doing better than we were taught. I want my kids to do better than they were taught. But for me, like, it's I say this all the time, but you cannot pour from an empty cup. You are important. Your vessel, like, is important, because everything that you do comes from this. Like, your mind, your body, your soul, it comes from you. Your vessel is important, and you cannot pour from an empty cup. So make sure that you're filling that cup so that you can pour into others, and the ones, especially the ones you care about most. I'm not saying give your energy to everyone and everything that you do, because you're not supposed to, but to my kids, to my really good friends, to the relationship I'm in, like, those people matter to me. They're important to me. I've noticed when I'm off, it transfers into my guests at work, and I'm not the same. When I'm taking care of myself, my energy levels are up. Your thoughts are important. My thoughts, everything matters. Everything that you do matters, and there's a trajectory to it. So you cannot pour from an empty cup. You can try all day long, but you're going to be depleted. You're going to feel burnt out. You're going to feel so tired. Sometimes you're not even physically exhausted. You're mentally exhausted, and that's worse. That sucks. So take care of yourself, because you're important.
Yes. You're important to me. You're important to Ken.
You're important.
You're important.
You're important to a lot of people, and your people will start to notice, like, that you're not taking. I mean, they do. And when you start to take care, same with taking care of yourself. They're gonna be like, what's different? You're glowing more. You feel more radiant. Like, your energy's different. Yeah, that's because I'm taking the time to care for me.
Exactly.
It'll literally show. Yeah. It will literally show.
Great. Love that.
Great. Love that.
Yeah. I would love to hear from all of you guys too about different things that you do for self-care and what self-care looks like for you, and the changes that you've made or the things that you've implemented to allow yourself time for self-care, and the impact that it's made on your life and your daily habits. So,
and if you're brand new to this, what are you going to start implementing? What's one of these things that we talked about that you are going to start implementing?
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, that's good. Awesome. So we hope that you guys found something and took something from this episode. If you haven't already, please follow us on Instagram at Relatable Woman Podcast. Also subscribe and like to our YouTube channel. We're also on Spotify as Relatable Woman. We're still trying to figure out how to upload to Apple
I know.
Podcasts.
We're figuring it out. Thanks for figuring it out with us.
Yeah, I feel like Apple is an exclusive country club, so
I know.
it's hard.
Exclusive country club.
It is.
No, it is.
So
it is.
We appreciate all of the support. Again, can never thank all of you enough for all the comments that you've given, the feedback you've given, the love you've given, and all the people who have reached out to us saying how much they have loved the first couple of episodes and the topics. Again, if you have anything that you would like us to talk about, or anything that you liked or took away from this episode, go ahead and drop it in the comments. You can DM us on Instagram as well. But we hope that you all have a good rest of your week, and love you so much.
Love you so much. Bye, guys.